Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and I'm still dressed strong. That's because we actually filmed this on the same day that we filmed the video you watched a few days ago. Sometimes we do things together, but what we're going to do now is we just showed you those really cool TGR cages we got, right? And I'm really excited to put some animals in there, and I think the first thing that should go in there is probably this scaleless rattlesnake. And you're probably saying, okay, well, why the scaleless? Well, let's be honest, this setup is janky as hell. It's not the best setup in the world. We're having to push heat way down, which we're able to do. And, you know, it's working, but it's got these clips on it that are a pain in the ass. And you got to remember to put them back on. They're a pain to take off and everything else. And I'll be honest, I don't much care for this cage. Love the snake, don't care for the cage. It was one of those things where the snake was coming. We knew these were supposed to be arriving at some point in time. So I kind of used the cage I had laying around so I wouldn't have to go ahead and do a whole new setup for the meantime. Then, of course, we got the Gaboon Viper. We were out of cages just laying around, so I had to do a whole new setup. But we might move that one, too. We'll see. It needs a cleaning anyway, and it will be kind of cool with that display lighting. And I don't know. We'll play. All right, but first, let's work on this snake here. And the first thing we're going to do before we start moving all this around, for the snake's comfort and for mine and Kurt's comfort, is we're going to get this snake out of here. Now, whenever you do this, you always want to have your tools ready to go. So I've got my hook here, and I should be able to work with that hook. And I like to do as much of this by tool as I can. I know, little guy. Whoop, come on. Get on my hook. Like a fish. Fishy, fishy in the brook. Oh, I know, you don't want to do this, do you? Not today, you say. But here you come. So there we go, and we'll just put the snake right here in a trash can. And you're like, a trash can? Well, that's kind of mean. Well, there's no trash in it, only and there's a big rock to add some weight. And you can see he could work his way to the top if he tried really hard, but this has got a latching lid, so we're able to shut that, put that clamp down. And just because I like to put something on there. No, that's not a weight. The clamp should do it. But just in case I'm wrong, he'll have to knock that off and we'll hear it. So with that done, we're going to probably put the camera on. Let's do a super cool... You know what? You ready to do another one? Okay, I keep trying to steal everybody's transition ideas. So here we go. Ready? Can you do this one, Kurt? Tell me if I'm wrong. It's usually done by selfie, but we're going to do it like this. We're going to go... And I'm dizzy, and we're done. Okay, we got to take a quick look at this before I get the snake back out, because working a venomous snake while dizzy is a really bad idea. So we've set up the top of the 3-stack for TGR for you, and we're going to go ahead and place the snake in here. First, a few things about how I set these up and why I do what I do. So, you'll notice we've got some more room in this cage. We did the old cage for the scaleless. We're able to complete, the scaleless isn't in there yet, so I can open this by hand. So we still have his log hide in here. Look how easy that slides. So great. And then too, like I told you, the dam, and we're going to spill a little later getting stuff in there, but it lets you come up to the lip there. If you don't have that, it spills over and it causes you all kinds of problems. We're fighting that on the different cage that we built ourselves right now. So we have the log hide, because it kind of is used to that. Over there we have a rock. They do sun on rocks a lot. They tend to come out of their hides and get on a rock that is kind of near. So as a matter of fact, if we really wanted to set that up good, we could do that. That way it can come right out on the rock. Now typically it'd be in rocky outcrops and holes. They do get in brush under piles of logs. This will be kind of a good spot for it. And a water dish right here. I did get a little coconut in the water dish. Ain't gonna hurt anything. Now, why do I put my water dishes right here? Well, on a venomous cage, I like my water dishes at the front. Several reasons. One, so if I'm working, I need to add the water. I can just simply open this just a little bit, run a sprayer in there, no problem, and kind of clamp it down and just spray with a squeeze bottle, you know, water bottle I'm pouring, whatever, and have a lot more room to work safely versus having to go full open wide. If it's in the back, that is a lot harder to do than if it's in the front. So that is why we tend to do it that way. You'll always see my venomous in the front. Is that what everybody does? Nope, it's what I do, and some other people do it their own way, and that is fine. So, first of all, I want to say I really like how this cage looks. I can't wait to put a snake in it. I don't know how well it's coming on camera, but they're putting out so much light. And I've got all 4 of these on the one timer, so all of these will kick on and off at the same time. As a matter of fact, I'm a little concerned that'll happen mid-video. If it does, you'll see it cut then. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Let me clean this stuff off the top, and then it's time to get going. As a matter of fact, to prevent that from happening, we are going to go ahead and just click that outlet on. Okay, we ready to do this, Kurt? So the first thing is open your cage. That is step 1. You want your cage open. We're going to take the weight off of this, and then we're going to just pop the safety latch. Maybe. This is still kind of a tight safety latch. You wouldn't want to do this with a king cobra, but with, man, come on, buddy. This particular snake, I am okay. There he is. You ready to come out? Huh? Ready to come out and go back into the world? You're going to really like what I've done for you. Come on. Oh, come here. We'll get you a quick hook and tail. We'll bring him out. We'll get him started in there. Come on, go. Go! Get in there. Get in there. You can see he does have just a little bit of skin from his last shed. That will come off on his next shed. So I'm not going to worry about it. He's all the way in there. I can't see where he's at. But I can go ahead and slide this close with my tool, being very safe. Let's take a look at how things are going in there. And oh my goodness, he does look really, really good. You know, he's got a radiant heat panel up top that should keep him plenty warm. Of course, we'll have to kind of check that as we go and make sure it's doing what we want, not too much, not too little. If it is one way or the other, we'll have to add some supplemental heat, which shouldn't be too hard. You're probably thinking, how would you do that in here? Well, it would be simple. You would take a piece of plexi or a piece of glass. I would place inside the cage with a heat mat on the bottom of it, controlled by a thermostat, and then you'd have to drill. This is drillable, so you could drill a hole to run the cord through. Problem solved. But I don't like adding holes to things if I don't have to. So, and same thing, if we need to control heat a different way, we can certainly do that. But make sure that's locked. So you go, you can see it can't be opened. Can't be opened either way. And again, you can't lift these panels off of there with the lock in place. It just won't clear. So really good design on that. Now, one thing, these locks will go on probably either way, but you want to make sure it's spun this way, because it's this little knob here that prevents somebody from popping this out and sliding it free. It just won't clear the lip. So very important that you have that positioned the proper way. Also, don't do what I do. If you have kids, don't store your keys on top. Bad idea, guys. I won't do that, I promise. All right, Kurt, anything that you want to, or any questions you have about this setup? Oh my God, you look amazing in there. I love this snake.
What type of substrate?
We are using Reptile Prime in here, and you're probably saying, well, gee, Matt, for a Western Diamondback, that's pretty wet. And it is, but since this is a scaleless snake, more moisture does help it shed better, and we'll have retained shed if we don't have a lot of moisture. As a matter of fact, because that little piece in the tail tells me I was a little too low last time, so we'll be upping the moisture even more. It's funny because I have 2 rattlesnakes I ran into that with. This one, who got almost everything off, and then my purple haze, which we keep at the zoo right now, it has got the same problem. However, it had retained spectacles once that I had to tube it and work to remove. And I really don't want to do that again. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for the snake. So we tend to keep those 2 at a higher humidity than you would a normal Western Diamondback. This one, is obvious why it's got that problem. The purple haze, I don't know why it has that issue, but keeping it more humid solves the issue altogether. I think the white 2 in these cages is a very, very clean look, but I can already tell from putting the coconut in, you're going to get stuff up there where the snake crawled up there. So if you don't want it to show as much of that, you can go with a black cage, and you probably wouldn't have that as bad. But this is a very, very clean look, and you can see it's just kind of going through, checking everything out. And the light in this is just wonderful. It's pure, it's across. I really, really dig it. And these will actually end up helping light up our entire room. You can also change the lighting. They're all on dimmer, so you can lower it, you can raise it, You can do whatever you want, and I can say that I am impressed with this cage. One person can pick these up and move them too. They're light, but they're strong. You can see the construction on them. All these panels are cut and notched to fit, and then screwed into place. And I'm sure he's also ran a plastic weld through there. That's all the way through. So they are, I mean, you had to router a channel to make that happen. So they're fit together really, really nice. Everything's put together really nice. And again, the plexiglass is extremely thick. I got no complaints. This is exactly what I was hoping to get for display cages for us. I feel they're safe, they're strong, they're sturdy, they're safe for the animal, they're safe for us to work. They'll be safe for people to come view. I really, really dig these. All right, anything else you want to add, Kurt?
No.
All right, guys, that's all I have. We're going to start filling these as we go. You'll see more and more in them. And once we get everything kind of set up right and we're happy with it, you'll see carpet pythons in here. You'll see more venomous snakes in here. It's going to be a really cool reptile room. Like, we're being very, very blessed to get to enjoy a reptile room that I think most people don't really dream of as we continue this transition, which will take time, but I got time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.